in the first half, I was pleased. I thought our defense was real, and thought we made it tough for them to get quality looks. And then I was pleased with our transition game. I thought we used live ball stops to run and got some things going in the open court. Is something we got to continue to build on. We weren't as good there in the first 8 minutes of the second half, but you know, this is Big 12 basketball, and our guys dug in and found a way to play, found a way to win. We did that the other night at Colorado after we put together quite a few good minutes, good rotations. You know, a couple guys like Dillon just continues to grow. We're putting him in so many different positions offensively and defensively, and he's handling it masterfully. And I don't think people realize how many things we're asking of him, but he's handling it really well. You know, CMOS seems to be back in a good rhythm, which is really important. We're doing a better job of putting guys in position. I think they'll all benefit from that. I think we're close to getting more production from a scoring standpoint out of Aziz. I think we're close. I think it's, you know, I think a lot of the things we're doing offensively, we have to make it easier on our players by how everybody executes and does their job. When the 5 guys on the floor all do their part, it gets better for everybody. We got to help. You know, used to talk about helping teammates all the time. That was a big thing years ago. Help a teammate. We got to help each other be better offensive players. But I think we're starting to do that better, and I think Aziz is going to finally kind of break out here and get some of those easy baskets around the basket that we're accustomed to him getting. Dan, I love Dan's aggressiveness to start the game. I thought he took great shots. I thought he was aggressive. He didn't make a couple of those, but that's going to happen for him. We know how good of an offensive player. And then I'll tell you the steal that Dan got for the layup and the steal Dillon got, I thought were really important baskets there in the second half. And again, Dan made some plays in the paint. He was attacking the basket. We're putting more pressure on the rim in the paint, and I think that's something we can build on. Day was terrific for us. I know he'd like to have the turnover back in the open court, but you know, he's continuing to play well. CJ Frederick has given us a great lift. I'm looking forward to continuing to build on that. The three-point shooting was excellent. Nobody I'm prouder of than Jizzle James. He's been dealing with illness the last couple days. He was in the training room getting an IV an hour before the game, and I thought you couldn't tell if you were watching him play, but he gutted one out tonight, and I don't think he slept in 2 or 3 days. He's been so sick, right? So I'm really proud of him. And then, you know, the bench, the depth we're playing 10 the last couple games. I think that has to be a key for this team to continue to grow. It makes everybody better, and we're getting more production out of Josh, AP, and Tyler, and I think we got to continue to get more out of those guys and feel more comfortable to play them deeper in games to make sure these guys are getting more rest and are more fresh. So there's my thoughts. Happy we won and ready to prepare for the next one.
Dan, how much easier do things get for everybody when Jizzle and CMOS just get going a little bit? How much does it open things up because the defense then has to kind of adjust to what 4 guys in double figures like you were able to do today?
Yeah, 2 great players, and Jizzle's so good at creating a domino, coming off a ball screen, 2 coming to him, kicking out for somebody to shoot, and so it drags the defense to them, and it opens up shots for other people. And same with CMOS. You know, CMOS coming off screens because he's such an elite shooter, has 2 players running him or people trying to run him off the line, so he drags people to come to him, and then other people get open. So them doing their jobs like they did tonight helps a lot of the team.
Wes, 17 points off turnovers, 25 to 2 in fast break points. Do you kind of sense your team getting in transition more and speeding the game up with some of the offensive struggles lately in the half court?
It's been an emphasis, and we got to keep getting better at it.
Dillon, Coach kind of talked about asking you to do new things, adjust your game a little bit. What's it been like to be a third-year player that's been tasked with that, and how have you seen the growth process go?
I mean, I think it's just comes with trusting. Coach knows what, you know, I'm good at. He knows all my strengths, and he puts me in the best situations to be successful, not only for myself but for the team. So I'll do whatever he needs me to do to help win games, and I mean that's what it's come down to. Just doing whatever it is. If it's screening, if it's picking and rolling, just doing whatever it is, making passes and stuff like that. Just whatever he needs me to do to help the team win, and just being versatile as a player on both sides of the ball. I think that's just the biggest thing. So.
Dillon, in the second half, Arizona State found their way to kind of creep back into this. Understanding the most important point on any play is to get the ball in the basket, but a couple plays, the big alley-oop from CJ, the windmill dunk. Is there any part of your head where you're like, I need to make this a little special to get the motivation, get the bench, get the crowd, get back into it?
Yes, I mean, sometimes I know, like, my biggest thing on defense is we talk about denying the ball, pushing catches out. So sometimes I could read where it's a little pass going, and I feel like I could maybe jump the pass. So those are times, but I think it came down to just executing down the stretch with the plays we run, like the alley-oop we ran. That's how we ran. We didn't run that at all, and then we ran it down the stretch. So I think it just came down to executing, playing hard to the last minute, the last whistle. And I think once we do that every time and just continue to execute down the stretch, we'll put ourselves in good positions.
Coach, you sat up there last week after the Kansas game talking about 4 consecutive losses, how you could be just looking at this as just a bad 2-week stretch. Now that you put 2 in a row together, Texas Tech coming to town in just a few days, are you talking about it the other way, or is it more of a kind of trying to ride the boat evenly?
I'm not talking about anything. We're going to break here. Staff's going to go start working on Texas Tech, and we got another very, very difficult game in the Big 12 we have to prepare for. Let's get better tomorrow, and let's prepare to play another basketball game.
You guys had a scoring drought of 8 minutes and 8 seconds. Are you aware of that when you're on the court? Like, wow, it's been a long time, or can you guys just recover from those things much better now?
Who are you asking, Scott?
Whoever wants to answer.
Yeah, I think when a basketball team doesn't score in 8 minutes, they freaking know, man. Yeah, no doubt. I can tell you the coaches know, but you try to win the next damn possession. You try to, whether that's defensively, and we weren't as good defensively during that stretch, right? We got out and ran a lot in the first half, but we also defended our tails off. And that stretch in the second half, we didn't do a whole lot of things well. Didn't rebound well, didn't snatch the ball well, didn't get the loose balls well. So you just try to win the damn next possession, and then everybody do their job on offense and let these guys be the players they are. And I think everybody here sees in stretches that our guys are really damn good offensive players. So we'll just keep working at it. But yeah, we trust me, we know, they know. And what I'd say is to our players, yeah, you have an 8-minute stretch, you don't score, and you damn win a Big 12 game. Keep getting it out the mud. Just keep competing, keep playing the next play.
Dillon, do you guys ever compete in practice for any dunk competitions, or who can throw down the best slams?
No, not really. But sometimes when we work on our loud plays, AZ wants to get them, and we laugh about it. But no, not really. I don't know. I just go up there and do whatever's needed for me to do. Go dunk it.
You didn't answer the question where he said who wins them.
I don't think that. Come on. Y'all should know. Y'all would know.
Coach Jaden Quaintance, 15 points, 14 rebounds tonight, 5 blocks as well. What stood out to him, and what kind of challenges did he present for you guys, especially as a young 17-year-old?
He's incredible. And he's a really nice kid. We recruited him. He's been on our campus a couple times. A terrific young man, and you can see how much better he's getting as the year goes on. I remember watching them play against Duke back in like October in an exhibition game, and how much better their team is and how much better he is. First of all, give Bobby a lot of credit. That's a really good basketball team. The thing that impresses me most is how he got every loose ball. I mean, he snatches every ball. Like that's incredible talent. And then so you know people that know how to get the ball with his size and ability to move. As his game continues to grow, he's already a very, very good player. He's going to be a great player.
Coach Tyler Betsy, 5 points, saw a 3-pointer go in for the first time in a while. But it seemed like offensively, the little stuff, setting screens and being in the right place, that he's making some strides there. How important is that for him? Everybody looks at the 3-point shooting because he's so good at it, but the little stuff that it seems like his game is growing.
Yeah, I'm really, really happy for him. I kind of knew it was a matter of time. He's a lead shooter. I think everybody in our locker room, staff, we have a ton of confidence in him, and it's not been the easiest start to conference play, but it's freshman in this league. That's hard, and he's doing a nice job starting to kind of turn the corner. I thought tonight his minutes were really impactful. There's a couple defensive plays where they're attacking him, and it happened in the Colorado game. He gets some calls, and it's close to being a great defensive play. They're calling his hands a little bit. And when you see the tape, you see what they call. So I'm not complaining about the referees, but it's like a very, very subtle thing. He's close to being a defensive impact guy, a rebounding guy at 6'9", and then obviously he has tremendous offensive gift and leverage to our offense. Like you look down, we're plus 11 in his minutes tonight. I mean, that speaks to like, you know, his ability to impact offense. So his Tyler Betsy and Arrington Page's development throughout the course of this year is very, very important to our success as a team. And the more they can continue to grow and impact games in their stretches, the more minutes they can play. And I think that makes everybody better.
Anything else? Mike? Oh, Russ?
Dan, you had a career high, or tied a career high with 8 free throw attempts in this game. Was it a mindset? Was it just the ability to get those loose balls and get some contact? Was there anything different with getting 8 free throw attempts in this one?
I feel like us as a team, we moved the ball really, really well and had them in long closeouts and scramble situations where we drive to the basket, draw 2, kick it out, and then hit the one more, and I pump fake because I'm wide open, and they come out, run out, and I had a straight line drive lane, and a couple of those I just was aggressive going to the basket, but I wouldn't have got those situations if my teammates didn't set me up for it.
Coach, you talked about Jizzle battling through the illness, getting an IV before the game. He looked good offensively tonight. The mid-range was working. Was that anything different that he did, or was it just a matter of the shots falling?
It's just a matter of time with him. And you know Lid's not going to stay on it with him forever. You guys have watched him for a year and a half, and you've already seen what he's capable of. So, as I've said, I don't worry about my guys, man. I have so much confidence in these kids, young men, I should say. A lot of them aren't kids anymore, but I have so much confidence in all of them. We know what they're capable of, and you got to let guys play as a coach. You got to let guys play through some failure and some mistakes, and when you do that, you know, they'll start getting back to playing at the level they can. And from a shooting standpoint, the ball's going to start going in for Jizzle. You could saw the start of that tonight.
For those that don't know, how crazy is the prep time? You get home from Colorado late, you got to get this game in, and then Tuesday you have a quad 1 opportunity with Texas Tech, and it's like not much time to rest.
Yeah, you know, we're playing 20 games in this league right this year. I think it'll change moving forward. But playing 20 games this year in 10 weeks, no buys, lots of travel, as you know, because the league's so spread out. But if you want, so it puts a lot of stress. The travel, we got back at 3:30 in the morning from Colorado on Wednesday night, and that's a really short turnaround to play at 2 o'clock on a Saturday, and then it's a really short turnaround to play again. But you know, I'm sure somebody will try to twist this around that I'm complaining. Everybody, they'll leave this part of the quote out for sure, but everybody in our league is doing the same thing. So I'll answer the question that, yeah, that creates its own challenge on coaches and really the players. But to make a deal out of it, that it has any impact, over 20 league games, everybody's doing the exact same thing in this league. So it's to me, there's no point even worrying about it because, again, it's equal, you know, in that sense. Everybody's got to go through it. 20 league games in 10 weeks, no buys, the whole league. So it's difficult on us. It's also difficult on Arizona State tonight. It's also difficult on Texas Tech and West Virginia, whoever else is in this same swing right now. So I'm not going to complain. I hope if you quote me that I was talking about the difficult travel, that you also say that it's not a factor because everybody's doing it.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.